About to be live. We're live, folks. There's no time for a long extended intro. Right? Let's not make people wait any longer. It is where are we at now? The 30th of March over there, right? The 31st here. It is WrestleMania week. It is our AEW Dynamite review. It is an hour later than usual. This has been a hellacious day, Oracle. I mean, a hellacious day. Dynamite. I got the shit kicked out of me in the middle of an Eddie Kingston segment. I could no longer watch the show. It was cutting off. I couldn't see anything. I have since watched it. I have since caught up. It was a hell of a show. I'm looking forward to talking about it with you. Oracle, how are you on this wonderful Wednesday evening?
I'm good. Combating heavy wind gust here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Hopefully, all the people who have arrived in Dallas arrived there safely, as I know many of the fans have arrived there this evening.
Yes.
For the festivities that will begin tomorrow in the early afternoon. My time. Evening time for Joe.
Yeah.
This is the eve of what is WrestleMania weekend, I would say, and which will be in a very exciting 4 days. And I thought it was a strong show tonight, a very strong show.
The confirmed shoot has just arrived. For those of you
listening, too good of a
this.
show for a shoot to miss this review, I think.
Fair.
Hello, boys. We were talking about it in the chat. It was awfully good.
This is very nice you joined me tonight, guys. I do appreciate. I think you both know that I was very willing to just come on here and just do something to end this night with a grin. Show rule tonight. I don't want to do a formal review. When I do these solo, I mostly just talk to the chat. I think the best way we do it is we go like full kind of late night grin format and we just talk about Dynamite because there was just a lot of good on it and it feels like going piece by piece, you know. Favorite match of tonight? Shoot, you just showed up. I'll throw it to you first. Favorite match tonight on what was a stacked in-ring episode of Dynamite?
I don't keep lists or anything, so
those spreadsheets.
I qualify this statement with like I may be forgetting something, but I've got Danielson and Yuta near the top of my matches of the year this year.
Wow. Now here's what's interesting, man. Oh, it did. Now, here's what's interesting about that. You and I have like talked through the Wheeler Yuta thing, right? Where we're like, he's definitely good, and we're waiting to see it like click into motion. And he did that tag match a couple of weeks back, and he got over in the building. It was like, oh, holy shit! Like this is something's happening here. Well, if he was in the process and he was walking across that bridge, he leaped over it tonight. I mean, he looked extraordinary, and in fear of taking the shine off of him. If somehow over the last 2 months you forgot Bryan Danielson was the greatest wrestler on earth, he quickly came back to remind you tonight, like, dude, that dude's different, isn't he? What an incredible performance! What a great match! Yeah, I absolutely loved it. Oracle, what did you think of Danielson Yuta, pal?
Oh, it was incredible, man. Like the thing that really popped me was Yuta's like the crowd got behind him, like. He's like a fan favorite now, which rules.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It's just, it was so damn good. It's exactly what you wanted out of the match. Or I wanted. I mean, I know Joe liked it, and I'm using poor phrasing here.
Well, you're right.
Like the spot where Yuta like came back with his elbows and countered the cattle mutilation was incredible. The whole match was amazing. Yuta got one hell of a loogie on.
Dude, I lost my shit and that shit's disgusting, but my God, I lost my mind.
You know what really rules is how differently is Danielson wrestling? Like, it's not like a dramatic thing because he's great regardless, but he's definitely wrestled different since the role has been him wrestling the young guys.
Yeah.
Like, did you read the interview where he said that Suzuki's like a big inspiration now because he can wrestle this way at 53 or whatever? And he was like, "There's something to learn from that. You can see it if you watch these matches, right? He's playing the role of the veteran. It fucking rules."
Yuta is a guy who, if you evaluate the show on a week-to-week basis, which we do because we have to do, at times felt like they were kind of just floating along with him. But in retrospect, it's like they were getting the audience familiar with him.
Yeah.
They were waiting for the right. I mean, I'm not saying that they had this plan all along,
right?
But like they kept him relevant enough. He did lose a lot, but he got a little bit of shine. They would protect him on the YouTube shows, whatever that means to you. And then when it came time to flip the switch, here he is, man. And I agree with the chat. I think he should win on Friday.
Yeah.
I think he should win that belt, and then he should join the group.
I think Regal may be there on Friday.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think. Yeah, I agree with I agree with this. I think they definitely had a plan for him all along. I'm just saying I don't know that this was the plan. Like clearly they valued him from day one,
right?
But I feel like they were kind of like, let's keep him.
Yeah, well, a lot of this is
so when we have the moment. Yeah.
It's clear a lot of this angle, particularly, is coming into shape as we go here too. I don't think it's the sort of thing you can plan out too far in advance. But yeah, they've always liked him 100%. Yeah, it was a smash hit. I must say, it's really nice when you get the reminder of like, the old playbook still works. Like when you see a guy get over organically, it reminds. The same thing happened tonight when they've been doing this FTR babyface turn. And the crowd started chanting FTR, and it was like, "Oh yeah, this stuff still works." Like you can still actually do this, not the old school way, and it gets over. Which we'll get into that match later. But yeah,
this is always going to be a fascinating question because we're never going to know. Well, maybe we will know for sure because you never know with Tony Khan, but he may just tell us at some point in the future. But like your instinct would be that they changed their plans a little bit when the crowd reacted the way they did when they first kind of teased this.
Yeah, Regal too is a difficult part of it because he got cut first week of January, and you can question it because it seems a little bit silly to me, but he claims that he just thought he was done.
Yeah,
and like I don't see why on that Jericho podcast it didn't sound like he was working anyone. He was pretty sincere and authentic. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to know, definitely.
Yeah, I think that was intentional. I think that was obviously intentional. I think Rampage being loaded is intentional.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I feel like that was Tony acting in good faith. I'm sure he probably could have gotten away with just doing like a little bit lighter show and they probably wouldn't have noticed that much, but he clearly was like trying to, which is smart. I mean, obviously you don't want to piss off your partners, but yeah, I mean, I think this Rampage was intentionally loaded.
I agree. Yeah.
Look, man, doing that. They said the Bucks match is opening.
I would say my assumption is Supercard's going to sell like 10,000, 5,000. Like, it's not just it's that, but it's also it's something that matters more to us than the general person. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I don't think it's really going to hurt Rampage's number that much.
Exactly right. Yeah, but I do agree with you. It was showing the network like. I'm still aware you've given me a TV show here. I'm not like I'm not gonna just punt this if people buy my pay-per-view. Absolutely.
And again, I mean, like he made this very clear.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't be running this show if there were circumstances that made him run this show. Like, this is a one-time thing. So
absolutely.
It's gonna be an interesting night because for us, even as we've talked about repeatedly, because we love talking about our own personal plans, but like I want to see that Rampage show, man. I don't know if I can sit here and review Supercard of Honor for 2.5 hours.
You know the dumbest thing about us doing production meetings on the air? Last night we did an impromptu late night grin. Tonight we're doing an impromptu Dynamite review. It's like, why do we even plan any of this?
Yeah.
If we could, it would just be Flumber Zero fans. Anyway,
but that's part of the fun, you know. We sit here and do production meetings, and we don't even follow up on them. It's great.
You can tell the people roll their eyes at it too, like, oh, here they go again. Let me quick. I want to show some love to Riley since it's Super Grin, which we very much appreciate. Streamlabs.com/late-night-grin to do the same. Riley says, I was at the show live. Well, that's awesome. We were loud for the Arn and QT stuff, plus Tall Paul had a match on Dark. My God.
Yeah, he was the main event
over like Rover, and we loved you. You was a star in that building. We also popped for Tony. Hope was well, Grinners. Love you all. We appreciate it, Riley. Thanks for Super Grin. All of that came through on TV, didn't it? I mean, Tony got a big part. You obviously, as we said, got over huge, and Punk is.
It wasn't as microphone the same as last week, but that's probably fine because last week you could hear the those arena events that run. So this was one of their better microphone situations. I mean, the crowd was great too, but you know, there's times where you can tell the crowd is loud and you can't really tell on TV.
It happens quite a lot.
Yeah, this one was a pretty good mix.
Yep, absolutely. Oracle, anything else on Danielson, or would you like to pick your own favorite match of the night that isn't that one?
I think it probably is my favorite match of the night, but tell you what, that main event.
Yeah.
That that strike exchange. They fucking. What I like there was so much good stuff in that too. I don't know. The main event might have been slightly better. Both those matches were like two of the best matches of the entire year in the company.
This is a great show. I mean, it really was.
Like
Oracle, how coming into this show, how did you feel about the lineup?
Not great.
I was kind of in like, I mean, I didn't hate it, but I wasn't like.
It was one of those ones that you could tell was going to be a good show, but like it didn't look very interesting. Does that make sense? Like you knew Darby and Andrade would be great. You knew Lethal and Moxley would be really good, and Yuta and Danielson. Like you knew it would be good. It over delivered. Andrade is one of the most dynamic in-ring performers in the world.
Oh, he's great. But Darby's selling was just
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. There was an understanding of like Andrade's like he's an offensive guru in terms of like not just like his cool moves, but like the way he sets up for them and the way he puts them and the way he places them within his matches. But the way that they did, like he works over Darby's back and Darby takes all these insane fucking. And Darby, I love the spot during the picture-in-picture where Darby is basically on his butt, like trying to like, because he's selling his back. And it's like, it fucking ruled. That kind of stuff pops me. And like Andrade was like kind of like aggressive, and then like he just started like grounding and pounding him. Of course, the strike exchange was great because it's not believable that Darby would take out Andrade on a strike exchange. There's a size difference there. But not only was that, but you know, Darby's selling was so good. Yeah, I don't know. It's just little things like that. Just brilliant stuff.
Well, we've talked about it before, right? Like the way Darby operates as a TV wrestler, especially, is he basically just gives you room to fill. He's going to sell and bump for you, right? And it's up to you to make that as interesting as you can. And as you said, you know, the phrase you used, offensive guru, was the phrase you used?
Yeah.
I mean, that's about perfect. Andrade can do just about anything you can ask of him as a modern professional wrestler. All of it looks good. All of it sounds good. He's physical. He looks the part.
But it's like I said, it's not so much that, because I mean, there are other guys on the roster who have good offense, great offense, but it's about how he knows how to actually like use it within like the psychology or when it comes to selling or when it comes to placement or structure or pace. He knows how to use it. Not too many guys on the roster don't know how to do that, but
for sure,
he knows how to do it on an elite level.
His tools are especially impressive that he's using too, right? Like it helps. I mean, the spot he opened up with, he's like a 230-pound dude, man. Come on, like it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I was so glad he won too.
Oh, he needed to win.
He needed to win, yeah. badly.
That's the thing with Darby is you have him win consistently on TV. He can lose matches like this forever, and I don't think it hurts him.
Oh, yeah.
He basically lost by being too brave for his own good, right? He was kind of crazy out there. He did a dive on Butcher and the Blade. By the way, and this is going to sound like me doing concern trolling, so please know I'm coming. They got to be careful with the Stinger, man.
Yeah.
Like when he chased down Jose,
he almost fell over,
and he rammed himself into the apron. It was like, I never do this shit. Okay, I'm never that guy. But like, just give him a couple weeks, please. Dude's like 63.
He's been
I tell you what, that gin and juice counter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's been getting to him a little bit lately. You can see it.
Like it. Yeah.
But I love the guy, so God bless him.
Yeah, I love the guy, but it's part of the problem is I'm speculating, I don't know. Is that they had a couple of these matches in a few weeks in a row, and I don't think if you watched his press after Revolution, he was like, "Oh, it takes my body a lot longer to recover after all this crazy."
Yeah, they should probably give him a break.
He didn't have time to recover
from
from his.
He's a proud guy, man. Like if they come to him with a match, he's probably just gonna be like, "I'm gonna do the match." Like it's what it is.
Yeah,
it's tough. I don't know. I hope he's good. I love the Stinger, but the main event was great. Moxley and Lethal was great. I'm gonna just say this because we've said it a million times behind the paywall, but I'm saying it here. Do not tell people they're wrong for not wanting to see Jay Lethal on TV or anyone for that matter that has those allegations. Same goes for Darby. If they don't want to see him, don't tell them they should. Be okay with it, okay? I'm never saying and said Jay Lethal's not a good wrestler because that'd be a lie. I've seen a lot of Jay Lethal matches. Shooting, you know that. Like I said, I knew he was going to have a good match. He had a really good one. He's over huge live, which I find to be really surprising, to be honest. He's been over live every time he's been out there.
Oh, yeah.
But this match was actually... Yes.
They treated him like he was equal to Moxley tonight. That crowd did. And the match was booked that way too, honestly.
And the truth of it is, it actually way over delivered. I thought it'd be solid, but Mox's TV matches sometimes can be kind of fill in the gaps. Oh, Lethal kind of brought out another gear, and sometimes near falls were incredible. So I think the match was really good.
At the end of the day, if you can separate it, so be it. I think Joe and I can't. I'm pretty sure Oracle's pretty much in the same boat. I can't. I don't know if we really talked about it though.
Well, for me,
it's just the big thing to me is just stop arguing with people about it.
Yeah.
If you don't care, and that may be even putting it. I don't want to make it sound like you don't care. But you know what I mean? Like if you can separate it, that's fine. But you don't need to get on people. They're like this stuff where we get mad at people for their opinions, man.
Yeah, man. People got to chill. There's a desperation right now for everyone to have like this uniform opinion, and it's fucking it's really toxic. Yeah. Like seeing my friends just getting battered for the most like mundane takes. Like chill, man. Like ain't that deep.
Yeah,
just let it be, And I know this is a pointless conversation because it ain't gonna do anything, but it's just like it doesn't have to be this way. And when I see a section of Twitter that I'm literally a part of, becoming like the one I used to be a part of, it's fucking frustrating. Like let's relax, That's my read on it.
As far as his stuff in the ring, I've never been a Lethal guy.
Right.
Like this match was clearly good. He's never done anything for me.
He's kind of bland.
There was a brief period, and like I think he had like a great match where he beat Kurt Angle for the X Division title at a pay-per-view one time.
Yes, he did. Yeah, when Kurt had all the belts and him and Joe.
I've never been a Lethal guy. Like I've never liked Lethal.
Right.
So I mean, he's not really somebody that I would be excited for, regardless.
Right.
Because,
So you don't really have to sit right because you're not a fan either.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
Like the most honest thing I can say is that I don't have the energy in me to be mad about it all the time, which is, a privilege I have, and I'm well aware of that. But I'm not going to get excited about the guy. Like,
right.
I'm usually just roll my eyes when he's on the show, which
I think we.
Yeah.
How do I put this?
I mean, and I'll say this: I'm a big Darby Allin fan, and obviously there's he's there's allegations against him as well. So I mean that's.
Look, man, I think I'll speak for myself. I feel the need to bring it up at times like this because I told our audience that we would do that.
Yeah.
And if that ruins your enjoyment of our review, then so be it. But like we said that we feared this would just be a thing that just goes away, and I ain't gonna be part of that. So that's
exactly
me.
What's happened too.
Exactly, yeah, of course it is. But I'm not gonna, and I'm sure that makes me a hypocrite because I don't talk about it with other people, and I'm sure I mess up elsewhere. I don't look, guys. There's no right way to do this, but I'm going to talk about it because I see people on my timeline that care about it, and I care about it. So anyway, that's worth talking about because I never wanted to just be like, it's boring, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Fuck that. It's important,
Yeah.
It's more important than any of this shit. We're being honest with each other. So, nonetheless, it was really nice to see the trend of Moxley. Like, I think we've kind of lost sight because so many guys have come in since he came back. How much like enthusiasm has there been to his in ring since he came back, man? Like that dude there's so much more ideas to his work now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell he was raring to go. It's really fun to have him on that show.
Yeah.
I know it's a big thing for you. Like his presence adds a lot, doesn't it?
That was part of the thing tonight, and I think that may even be something that some of us underestimated when we looked at this lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And someone saw it and said it in the chat, but it's like this lineup was a Punk singles match, a Bryan singles match, a Moxley singles match, an FTR match. Like, no matter what we thought of. Like, I mean, I'm not a big Max Caster guy. I thought he was fine here though. He's very hit and miss. There's times when I think he's actually looks pretty good in the ring, and there's other times where I'm like, he's just a guy.
I find it would just be kind of unremarkable. I would never say he's bad.
No, he's definitely not bad.
He's not bad. I just find him to be kind of like, he's just there. If he's working with a small guy that takes big bumps, he can kind of unlock some power offense. But generally, I find it would be kind of forgettable in the ring, which is fine because that's Bowen's role in the team, and he's it was okay. The promo I thought was.
Punk's promo. Yeah.
CM Punk's he's one of the great pro wrestlers, man.
Yeah.
By the way, Oracle, big Nitro vibes on that post-match promo, huh?
Oh yeah.
Big Nitro vibes. Popped me huge, man. I loved it. Loved every minute of it.
It ruled. Punk, I like how like either it's like really hot in the building or like he like really just completely drenches his hair because like
the
last few weeks it literally looks like he's come out of like the ocean.
Dude, he's like genuinely one of the coolest things to watch in wrestling. And like part of what pops me most about CM Punk's presence is that like this show is kind of, that's where I always will go back to, right? Like shoot, you and Jack were with me for the Rampage debut premiere, the premiere review, right?
Yeah.
But like when you think about the Late Night Green starting, you always go back to the first dance.
Yeah.
And like us talking about how weird it was. And I remember being talking to Oracle in the DMs and Oracle telling me about his fandom of Punk. And if you'd have told me then that we'd have got this many CM Punk matches to the point where I actually get frustrated at the guy that they picked to wrestle Punk. I mean, I remember us doing the podcast after the first dance where I was like, I think he'll wrestle maybe, 4 matches for the next 6 months.
Right.
And that was me being optimistic. He wrestles more than anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That fucking that Dax match was so good last week.
Oh, it was fabulous.
Yeah, it was
wonderful
tremendous.
match. The kind of match you could have that could air at any point on wrestling television for the last 30 years, and it would have been great. Don't get any better than that, brother.
My favorite part is when they did the pile driver.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Caster not getting that for it good enough the first try, or was that just like them
He's
selling
a big guy. Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting.
Did you like JR calling it a tombstone?
Yes.
I love JR.
JR was on tonight. My favorite part is when he said in the Toni Storm match, he said, "My God, it's shocking and all the stuff she's kicking out of." he was like mad because she kicked out of like 3 finishers in a row.
Of course.
What was the one he did where in Andrade and Darby, he was like, finally they're doing a wrestling move. They did a lockup.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
sitting there like, fucking rules.
Meech, let me find this comment. I'm with you on this.
Yeah.
That was like the highlight of it, especially after the match. They actually caught her like saying thank you to the crowd right before they cut away.
So I'll be honest, and this may be controversial, I don't know. If she was happy to talk about it, I would argue this is a better time to mention the other show than an actual shot.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an expert. I don't know Toni Storm. If you saw her last appearances on that program over there on Fox, she looked fucking miserable, man. And like, I wouldn't tell the story from the perspective of, look how mean those guys are. I would tell the perspective of, like, as an athlete, seeing her feel like she belongs, you know?
Right.
It's like when you see it, we were talking about basketball for 2 hours last time, the Late Night Green. You see a player get traded and you see them play differently and feel like they're at home. It's like, to me, that's the story with Toni Storm. Like,
do you
just
remember
let
when
her
they
be.
did? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
That's fine, go ahead.
Do you remember when they did? Because this is to your point, and I always think about this with her because it resonated with me. But remember when they did those panels before Evolution? They had them on there
Yes.
with Kathy Kelly, and they did those panels.
Yeah.
Toni Storm was on one of them. She talked about how she had a lot of confidence issues and anxiety.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me think about. I'm just sort of remembering that now. How much of her spirit and confidence was probably utterly destroyed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was visible.
Is that not a great? And again, if she's comfortable with it, is that not a great story to tell?
Right.
You know,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's
It
just,
absolutely is.
Mm-hmm.
The sad thing is, it's not even the first one, because Ruby was kind of the same thing.
Right, but with Ruby, she looked happier in AEW, but you didn't see her like kind of fall apart onto it. I mean this with love because trust me, I can
Ruby
relate.
also had. I feel like Ruby also had. She was so close with Liv and Sarah Logan that sometimes it was kind of it was hard to tell.
Mm. You know what else too? For someone like Ruby, I think there's her career is so different to Toni's, you know? And like, imagine being Toni Storm and everyone always telling you that when you go up there, you're going to make millions of dollars and main event WrestleMania, and like this is going to happen, that's going to happen. You carry all of this on your shoulders, and you get there and you realize this is not going to go the way people want it to.
This is a good point too.
Right. I want to be very clear about what I'm saying. I'm not saying you would do.
Well, I'm going to say it once and then we can drop it. But I saw an interesting tweet, and I believe it, where the Vince McMahons and Kevin Dunns of the world frown on certain physical appearances of women that are actually quite popular nowadays.
Yeah.
And I think that may have hurt her, and I know she did a lot to try to freshen her look up a little bit.
If that's part of the story and it comes out on a podcast, then
I don't know if you saw the same tweet I did, but I thought it was an interesting.
I've seen a few about it.
I've seen that story.
If she explains it on a podcast, it'll be a big topic. And
right. I mean, that's not that's one.
No, I
that's
get you.
the tweet that I saw, but it would not shock me. That's not.
Right, and that's saying that could certainly weigh on someone. I want to be clear. I'm not saying you would do a Fed Dead segment. I'm simply just saying, like, to me, that's the most compelling part of the story. Now, let's talk Toni Storm here for a bit. Great reaction. As much as I made it, a running joke around here, her presentation has always been awesome, right? Yeah. I have had some struggles at times with the way that people perceive her in rings the way I do, which happens. I've been wrong a million times before. I wish it had a little more snap. You know, it's kind of a little flat for me. And I think the bunny is wonderful. She's probably not the opponent to remedy that. I thought they had a nice little match. I don't think it was bad by any means. It's just something to look for because I do believe that this division, beyond all of the fundamental issues and creative that we've talked about and the many, many things we've covered, I do think there needs to be an uptick in general in-ring quality. And until I see it, I'm not certain Tony's going to be that. Now, again, to be very clear, I could be completely wrong. I'm just saying that it's been a thing I've said before, so I'm not going to just ignore it tonight. It is what it is.
Tony, and I've kind of realized this as I was talking to you before we did this. Yeah. I actually haven't seen Toni Storm as much as I even felt like I'd seen her.
Right.
Just because when she came over to the US NXT was kind of when I was giving up on NXT. Mm-hmm. I definitely saw the Mae Young Classic finals at Evolution.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of I can't really think of a whole lot of actual matches I've seen. I thought she looked good here.
You might have seen the Rhea Ripley matches, a few of those. You might have seen a few of those.
Yeah. Allie Bunny is a good worker, but she's not a blowaway worker. Right. You're not going to have bangers with her. She's just a sound.
She's not dynamic, right? She's not going to take these big bumps.
I think she's a lot better than some people act like she is.
Oh yeah,
there are definitely people on Twitter who think she's terrible. I don't even mean to keep pointing at Twitter. It's just that's where I see my, that's where I see opinions. She's fine though. I thought Toni looked good here. It wasn't like this massive, insane match. I didn't think it needed to be. One of the things I realized there is Toni's hardly wrestled any of these women in this company. Mm-hmm. I had assumed that she had worked with Jamie Hayter several times. That was just the assumption would be. I figured they'd cross paths. They've wrestled once in 2018 in a triple threat match. She wrestled Hikaru Shida in a tag match in 2013. That's the only time they've ever wrestled. Mm-hmm. She's never wrestled Riho. She's never wrestled Serena Deeb. She's never wrestled most of these women. The only time she was in a match with Ruby was the Royal Rumble in 2021. I have no idea if they even interacted with each other. So yeah, it'll be fun. Her and Jamie Hayter's one I really want to see. Her and Shida, obviously. Yeah.
You know what's fun about Toni? There's this new mold of signing they've got as of late that's wild. Where it's they've been on the other company's TV, but for such a little amount of time that they don't feel like they're a wrestler.
Yeah.
And that's kind of something that happened about 30 years ago. where there were guys that became WWF stars that have been on WCW's TV for such a little amount of time, you didn't even think of them that way, right? There was a whole crop of them. And it's you look at Swerve. It's dude, give Swerve 3 more months in AEW as the guy he is there. And it's he's an AEW guy. It's so different now than it was a few years back where everyone stayed there for 20 years. And it's weird adjusting to that. Toni was on the main roster for 3 months.
Yeah.
Felt like that anyway. It's weird. It's really weird. Oracle, what did you think of Toni's debut?
It was fine. So I've been the wind gusts are about 30 miles an hour out there. It's bad. It's a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. There's a chance I might lose power. That's a shoot.
Sorry,
but yeah, it's been bad here. There's actually a fire in South Knoxville, so it's not been great. But I mean, Toni, the match wasn't great. But in terms of Toni's presence and the crowd reaction was great, and she seemed to be in a great mood. The match was fine, it was solid. Again, I popped when Toni kicked out of 3 big moves and JR got mad about it. That was great. Toni did a pile driver. And that was her that. So that's the actual Storm Zero now.
Didn't she have a crazy move in NXT that was fucking
because she couldn't do the pile driver, right?
Yeah,
I think that was her. From what I understand, just from tweets I read, that used to be her finish, and she wasn't allowed to do it.
Her finish in NXT was crazy enough to
It's this weird hip toss into a.
It was nuts. It looked like a video game. You know the creative finisher on the video game.
Yeah,
it looked like that. It was nuts. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, man. This will be an interesting one to look at in terms of usage, right?
Yeah.
This compare the usage rate on Toni compared because when Ruby came in, she was wrestling regularly on TV. And not so much as of late, but we'll see how Toni does.
She tagged with Anna again on Elevation this week.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised if Ruby gets heated back up with the Owen too. So I'm not saying.
Oh, she will. Yeah. That's the way they book. Honestly, and I'm not because it's not. They're not booked equally, but that's how they book a lot of the men too. Is they go away for a while and then they find something for them. But it's not. They usually at least get on TV every now.
Basically, what it is that's how they book like the underneath guys.
Yeah.
And that's how they book all the women but Britt, basically. Right. And
exactly.
Jade. Whereas with the men, there's like a 15 main event crew that you can expect to see. Speaking of such,
there's no. Yeah, Ruby definitely needs to be on TV a little bit more. But I agree. I like they're doing the qualifiers for the Owen. It'd be interesting to see. Like, are they going to do full qualifiers? Of course.
I love the notion that like that's just not.
The question is, if you do qualifiers, then is just the qualifying match part of the tournament, or is it not?
That's what I was going to say. If you're going to do qualifiers, why don't you just do
They're just part of the tournament.
Just another round of the tournament.
Because I remember they used to do King of the Ring qualifiers when I was a kid, and like they would do like the qualifying matches, then the King of the Ring, and it's like, well, aren't the qualifying matches part of it? Because they would do like 8 qualifying matches.
Yeah, so that's basically the round of 16. I mean, it's fine. It's not a big deal, but
it actually rules, honestly, because it's a qualifying match, and this is a tournament.
Yeah,
it's great wrestling.
Speaking of guys that are always on TV, this popped me because I was watching the show with my brother before it stopped working completely in this segment, and I text shoot because I kind of saw what happened, but it was very grainy. And they were doing that bit with Jericho, like they had him check behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to my brother, I'm like, dude, you do this for like 3-4 weeks. And then King comes storming through the curtain. And as I'm talking, I look back and they're just beating him up. I'm like, oh, well, I guess couldn't wait any longer. Fair enough. I text you, and this may have been the fact that this segment got messed up for me. This felt like 2 segments in one to me. I'd have had like the baby faces run them off, and then next week you get the heat and do the numbers game. Does that make sense?
You could have done it that way. I'm okay with I'm okay with creating this desperation for them to get 2 more people, which is clearly where they're going.
Yeah. You'll probably get one of those segments where they're in the ring, the heels, and the baby faces. You'll have King on the microphone, maybe do the old deal of like we're not dumb this time, and then you hit someone's music, someone comes out, and boom, 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 away you go. It's gonna be really interesting who that is. This is definitely blood and guts, right, guys?
Oh, I think so.
For sure. A lot of people think it's Homicide and Hernandez.
We were just texting about this shoot, and I have no polite way to say it.
I know.
I'm uneasy.
I popped myself huge in that exchange, though.
Which part?
Because you were like, I think you need like bigger name. I can't remember how you worded it.
Yes,
I was like,
yes.
well,
who would it be?
2.0s on the other team. So.
Who would it be?
Now, I will say I did pop myself.
Mox and Danielson. But that
you could do that.
Fit.
You can't do that. That's
what I'm saying. You can't do that.
Here's the thing. Hernandez is,
Yeah, I know. I get it.
I mean, Homicide he's on that. He's on that path. He's pretty far down that path, but he was once really good. Hernandez is, well,
Well, I mean, who? Okay,
Jesus wept.
We say that. We say this. Do you think that's going to be what's going to happen?
It probably is.
Yeah,
but there is. Everyone gets bored. But there are some free agents out there. I'm just saying, there's some guys out there that you could bring in this role.
Who?
Well, there's some guys. I'm not naming anyone in particular. There's one guy who's no compete ends in about 5 days.
Who's that?
He was a guy. He was around TNA when Hernandez was there. Took out bumps in his time.
You talking about Magnus' partner?
Yes. The GHC Tag Team Champion.
Okay, yeah, like it'd make a lot of sense for Samoa Joe just to show up and be.
I didn't say Samoa Joe. I said Doug Williams.
Oh, fuck off.
Listen, here's the truth though. Seriously,
No, you're not wrong, Joe. You're
the
not
way
wrong
that Jericho's promos
about LAX, but still.
Jericho's promos could be anyone because
Yeah.
Jericho's promos are against all pro wrestlers.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he's Eddie Kingston, you know?
That's
he's
true.
Fucking like it's like Dusty going and getting the Nasty Boys. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, man. It's Eddie. He can get anyone. I don't know. I still love.
You're really trying to pull me in now, referencing
Cesaro is a good one, which Shoot did before, where Cesaro doesn't get asked to help him. He just helps, and Santana and Ortiz are like, we need him on the team, man.
That one works.
Yeah.
That one works.
And that idea pops me huge only because if you're doing that, you have, like you said, Eddie does not want him on the team, and they talk him into it, and then Cesaro fucking turns on him.
Yeah. See, I personally think Mox should be on the team, but I know why you said he shouldn't because it's
I think that's my issue. Is look. So this is, and again, this is my personal opinion, and I know you only said Mox that time, but let's just go back to Mox and Danielson. If you do Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, Bryan Danielson, and Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia, 2.0, and Jake Hager, the baby faces are absolutely massive favorites in that match, and that's like that defeats the purpose of what Blood and Guts is.
Yeah, but I mean, I once saw on AEW Rampage, which airs on TNT at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Fridays, they did a match in which Eddie was teamed with Santana and Ortiz and the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Bros, to wrestle Garcia 2.0 and the fucking Acclaimed, and they did a job. I don't know, man. It's my pitch would be,
man.
Hold on. Here's my pitch.
The Lucha Brothers actually make sense as their other partners, but they're tied up with other stuff, and I don't know when Phoenix is back.
Yeah, the Lucha Bros would make sense, but
Oracle, you don't want. Listen, you're my friend. You don't want Ray Phoenix in Blood and Guts. You'll
I
get real mad.
I don't want him in there. Penta would be great in it.
Yes, he'll bleed buckets.
But
yeah, I would personally have King go to Mox and Danielson. Regal says Danielson's not doing this whole shit. Danielson agrees, and Mox is it kind of makes no sense that he wouldn't ask Jon Moxley. That's what I'm saying, you know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's gonna rule when this is just like a Tornado 8-10 man
and
or a Tornado 6-man with Hager and Garcia at ringside.
It's just like their partners are top flight, and there's really no explanation to it whatsoever. I mean, I'd still pop, but like,
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I actually think Lucha Bros would be pretty awesome. I just had to warn my pal Oracle that he'd do like a walk off the top, he like skip a spot, walk atop the cage and does the crossbody, and Oracle messages, that was whole shit, fuck this.
Silver and Reynolds.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it could be fucking I was gonna go a certain direction, I don't want to do that. It could be any team. I'm gonna pop for King in Blood and Guts. I hope he opens the thing up and gets Carlo within the first 5 minutes and just fucking sells for 20 minutes in Blood and Guts. That's all I need in my life.
There's an Ian Rotten cage match he has that I've never seen, but I've heard great things, where it's like the way they do the camera work for it is like insane, and it's like this. It almost feels like they're like. It feels almost like this weird, visceral sort of like. Have you seen it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I have.
But like. Apparently, the way that it's filmed, it almost like somebody. I think it's like Phil Schneider wrote an incredible review about it, where it was like he basically was. He said it was like a snuff film or something.
He's like on top of you, basically, right?
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, like Uncut Gems. Okay, that makes sense. That was an interesting comparison. Anyway, I have to say this, and I would never question the great creative. The world famous owner of GFY. Gotta be real careful with the old bat shots, bro. Such a difficult weapon to do without making you look dumb. Like it's just hard.
The best part is like the first couple of shots Eddie didn't register because they were so light.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dude, I this is not about the bats, but I will say I fully understand the people who don't like this. But the pop that I got for over 3 weeks, the revolutionary leader in sports entertainment, I fucking pump my fist, man. This shit is so over the top. Like, I get why people don't. If you don't like it, I get it. I'm not even going to argue with you. But the number one thing is they're not even being subtle about it, which is what makes it work. Like, if it was supposed to be like subtle, I probably wouldn't like it. But they're just beating us over the head with this stuff. And I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it pops me. Oracle, I sense you're not as big a fan. Not as big a fan.
It hasn't bothered me quite as much the last few weeks. Honestly, to segue into something else, one thing that bothered me about tonight was they did the same segment an hour later with the Cole Red Dragon celebration, and not quite the same segment because the babyfaces had got the advantage, but it was still the same.
I definitely watched that segment.
I'm critical of that kind of stuff, but that's the person fantasy booking.
How was that
show together in my head type of deal?
It was. That pretty good, but my opinion's different than you guys on.
So
what I mean by the similarity is that Cole goes, "They're not here tonight." Well, they just did that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, and I've been avoiding saying it for a few weeks now, but I think we're here at this point. I think putting Adam Page in a feud with Adam Cole, who this fan base likes more than him, was a really bad idea.
Damn.
Adam Cole got a bigger babyface reaction than Adam Page did tonight.
Yeah.
Like Adam Page came in and got his. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like the crowd was dead, but like they're not popping for him like they were.
What do you do with Adam Cole? Like he
I don't
can't
know.
be a heel. If Hanger can't get cheered against him, then
I mean, again, like they were cheering him. I'm not trying, but you know what I mean. Like 3 months ago, he felt like the biggest babyface in the world, and he doesn't anymore.
It feels like you could have just ended the feud at Revolution, and you probably would have come out, because they actually kind of booed him a little at the pay-per-views. I probably would have ended it there, I don't know. It's difficult for me because I can't fathom cheering Adam Cole Bay over Hangman Adam Page, but I understand that's a thing that happens.
The Tesla fucking rule that did pop me huge.
I'm not so sure they liked him. I just think they like the fact that they can yell.
That's fair too.
People get mad about that, and but I actually think that's I the same thing with the New Age Outlaws. You know what I mean? It's shouldn't
he just be a baby face?
I kind of think so.
Yeah.
It's not like he's this greatly compelling heel worker either. Maybe he'd be better in the babyface role.
Yeah.
Where he can't grab a hold in an ad break for 4 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Which definitely doesn't make me mad. Never get mad at that.
Really not.
No,
I certainly love it. I think it's wonderful.
I mean, they did start to boo him a little bit. Maybe I'm overreacting, but I just didn't. I was expecting this massive conquering hero babyface response for Page, and he got a response, but he was not the most over babyface on the show tonight. You can't even argue that.
It's a good point because it's going to be a real thing when him and Punk feud.
Oh yeah,
because I'm not saying it will happen, but it's saying I feared a very, very long time ago in terms of when you have this level of established star power, it's difficult. It's challenging for a guy like Hangman, who's brand new to the truly tippy-top level of professional wrestling, and he's on the same roster as a guy that was the WWE champion 10 years ago. It's very hard. And I just think this feud is going to be fascinating because I do think there's a chance people just cheer Punk and we want Punk to be the champ again. Punk. And then it's if you, as a booker, if you double down and have Hangman beat him, it's does that help or hurt? I don't know. Yeah. If they're cheering him, then have him beat him, no problem. But if they're cheering Punk and there's those kind of we want a title change boos, if he beats Punk, does that help? I don't think so, but it's just difficult. It's challenging, man. It's hard. Babyface title reigns are really fucking hard.
Yeah.
It is what it is,
There's no question about that. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch. It was weird too because Punk at the start of his promo made it sound like Cole and Hangman was happening next week, and they didn't announce that at all.
Yeah, I think he just meant it's nothing to do with him. You don't know who's gonna have it next, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think you can do that match at Battle of the Belts because it's a tape show.
By the way, so when is Battle of the Belts? The 13th,
15th.
When When do you think they're doing Blood and Guts? 27th in Philly sounds like it could be it.
Yeah, that seems about right, probably.
20th is in Pittsburgh.
Battle of the Belts is the weekend, Easter weekend, NBA playoffs.
Yeah, there you go.
Because the 15th Rampage is live, and that's when they're taping Battle of the Belts.
So that's where Cole Hangman will be, right?
On Rampage, you think?
On Battle of the Belts.
Do you think they do that on a tape show?
Maybe.
People just don't spoil their shows, which is hilarious.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
If you seriously, I'm not even meaning this to be like a knock. I think it's awesome, but it's wild how little that show gets spoiled, isn't it?
All I know is if just for example, or hypothetical, if Adam Cole beats Hangman for the belt at a Battle of the Belts taping, we will know about it before it airs.
Yeah, but
there's no way we won't.
But here's the thing: it wouldn't matter because it would be on the news and stuff because the police would show up. There would be
I honestly think there's a chance Cole's going to win.
Could you imagine if there was the news? It's like it's like CNN Live. Fucking folks, we have Joe Holbert live from London, from the Late Night Grin. Joe, your thoughts? Fucking Don Lemon tonight. Fucking Joe Holbert. So they're talking to Don Lemon.
Yeah, see, this is but even though that's not the big belt, I wouldn't change the big belt on a tape show. That's just me.
They're not changing it.
My own little quirk.
They're not changing it. No way. I refuse.
I kind of the big issue there is
I don't see them changing it either.
I think Punk's winning the belt, and you don't put the belt on Cole just to lose the Punk.
Hangman's winning, man. The big question is whether he can beat CM Punk. That's the question. That's the money match. You do not let Adam Cole get involved in that shit. That's you have the Ace who's been champ for 6 months versus CM Punk try to complete the fairy tale comeback.
Yeah,
that's the match. That's Vegas. That's big fight feel. 15,000 people. Don't get any better than that. You do not have Adam Cole inserted into that. There's no way. If Adam Cole was winning the belt, he would have won it at the pay-per-view.
That's fair. Yeah, it's possible that Hangman just beats Punk too. I mean, it's the idea of Hangman beating him and that leads Punk to turn heel. Yeah.
There's no wrong answer. Yeah. If Hangman beats Punk with his finish, it's how he's the ace. If Punk wins, though, I think there's definitely an argument the TV gets just immediately more compelling because it's just interesting, right? What Punk does with that belt is interesting. I don't know, man. It's going to be... I can't wait for that match, by the way.
It'll be fucking awesome, yeah.
If that gets derailed by Adam Cole, this platform is closed. This platform is ended immediately. Yeah, I don't know.
Joe, during that segment you didn't watch, Kyle O'Reilly implied that he was drunk on too much champagne and just gave up on cutting his promo and sat on the mat in Indian style.
He's kind of funny, right?
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
He also did not say champagne, like champagne or something like that. That's how I pronounced it.
Yeah.
Bobby
they had him doing that stuff as a babyface on NXT.
What's that?
They had him do that stuff as a babyface on NXT. They called him Cool Kyle.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So anyway, FTR had a really nice match with the Gun Club. There was a big piece of
good, man. I'm not saying they should be real contenders or anything, but they're good workers.
They are. I like the match. Wardlow was probably the big headline. Yeah. I'm really glad FTR won. Because even though everything you just said is true, they ain't need to be beating FTR.
Oh, I agree.
I don't care how many run-ins there are, right? FTR should win, The
Wardlow thing got borderline for me because we just kind of forgot there was a match going on.
Yeah.
They walked the line there. It ended up being fine, but it was I got what they were going for, too. I mean, I like what they're doing here where they're kind of planting the seeds, and FTR was not happy about that, and
I'm kind of stunned Wardlow was back, immediately. You
keep doing that, man.
Because do we think that's the match of Double or Nothing?
Probably, yeah.
With Wardlow wrestling for his, I was going to say a different word, contract, Yeah. So it's man, you got a lot of weeks to fill. I kind of thought it was I kind of thought it was going to be spaced out a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean,
I think that's where they're going to. I agree with this.
that match will probably be good.
Yeah.
Cage and Wardlow, that is. I
Wardlow,
mean, I get it. I get the idea that Wardlow. I was surprised. I'm not saying it's bad. I just was surprised. If Tiara Babyface is now shoot.
yeah, it rules. Well, they haven't fully turned yet, but it's coming. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Dax Harwood smiled 3 times tonight.
Dude.
Their baby faces.
Austin Gunn.
Yeah, he broke
like that weird fucking thing on the ropes, and he fucking broke Dax completely. I lost my mind laughing.
He knows what he's doing, though. I mean, Dax has watched his 1993 on Anderson tapes. He knows that you have to smile sometimes as a babyface. They're fucking awesome, aren't they? FTR.
They're wrestling the Bucks soon. It's going to be great.
Wrestling the Briscoes in about.
I think it was great.
Wrestling the Briscoes in about 46 hours.
Yeah.
Seatbelts on for that one because that one's going to be incredible. That match is going to be blow away. Do you see their promo before it? This is the match that's going to define our legacy.
My God.
The match when we were bums on the Indies, everyone kept telling us about the Briscoes, the top team.
Oh no, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, that match, that promo. I thought you meant the Briscoes promo. The FTR promo was incredible.
Yeah, man, they did another one tonight.
I watched some of the Briscoes promo, which was amazing.
Oh yeah, it would be.
I can't wait for Friday, man. I'm so fired up for that show, and then Rampage looks like it's going to be awesome. Like,
that's probably the last time we'll ever see the Briscoes in Ring of Honor, isn't it?
Could be.
Which is weird, really weird.
It'll be the first time I've ever seen the Briscoes in Ring of Honor.
I'm telling you right now, I think they're going 30 and they're bleeding, and it's going to be fucking.
Yeah. You didn't see their match at Final Battle, did you?
Whose?
The Briscoes.
Against who?
They wrestled Bennett and Taven because people thought that could be the last show, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, some of the stuff they went crazy in that match. They had like a 4-star match with OGK. It was wild.
Oh my God, this is gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great, guys. Seriously, I mean, there's so much going on this week that's fun. Like, I'm even looking at Bloodsport and I'm like, maybe, Jonah.
The Ring of Honor. I want to see Bloodsport, but it's at 3:00 tomorrow, man. I'll be at work.
Yeah.
See, I
don't want to buy it, and I don't want to buy it and watch it later. I want to watch it live.
That's prime time for me. It's not one of the only shows that's on early, Mark Hitchcock shows on like 3 a.m. here. What the fuck, man?
I remember I watched the first Bloodsport because I was off work the day it happened, and it was like 1 PM, and I had Fight TV credits, so I got it for free. And all I remember, like, I really don't remember that much about the show, which is sad, but it kind of sums up my attention span. But the one thing I vividly remember is they started like a half hour late, which fucking ruled because I just gave up and went down to the store and got snacks and came back and still hadn't started. I like tweeted, "Fuck this! I'm going to get snacks" or something like that.
Well, that rules.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Ring of Honor. It's such a fascinating experience. It's just like it's a unique thing where it kind of plays into my interest where it's like this is almost like a startup, even though it's not because it's a.
Do you think we're getting Claudio?
We're getting something.
There's a press conference, man.
Yeah, and there wasn't going to be.
Yeah,
they announced that today that there's going to be the post-show scrums like they normally do.
It could be Danielson, and then in the press conference they announced Danielson's going to have a full role in Ring of Honor. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I get the sense we might get Claudio. I really do, and I think that's kind of a perfect fit because that crowd will go even more crazy because he's just like that fan loves him so much.
Him as the centerpiece of that program would be fucking awesome,
dude. Him and Gresham would be an incredible match.
Just fucking towering over him, looking down at him.
And Gresham, because the way Gresham wrestles, like it would make it even better. So like be like shooting takedowns on him, and Claudio's picking him up and fucking flinging him.
Ring of Honor starts at 8, pre-show at 7. I don't know what the pre-show is. I don't think there's matches on that, but who knows?
It's worth noting. I've seen this. I genuinely don't think Joe's available until next week, so I don't think you'll get Joe on Friday. I mean, look, Tony Khan may just get him out of the no-compete. I don't fucking know, right? But
who knows?
Yeah, tomorrow's the super show.
Yes, factual.
It's got Josh Alexander instead of Gresham now, right? And that's 6-man.
Also, Ty Valkyrie versus John Morrison, Oracle.
Right.
Isn't like there's a dishes stipulation or something?
Factual. Very compelling.
Yeah.
To be fair, that card was, it was golden. So.
Well, I think the idea is the loser has to do the dishes, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Owned. No one knows, Frank,
in that instance. I'm not gonna lie. Probably not against my wife though. That's kind of weird.
no one knows, Frank, what it is. I think Sean said when it was around 30, Sean said there's still a while left, so everyone assumes it's 90. Most of the big talent gets 90. Like even Biff, who was just like an upper mid NXT guy, got the contract where it was 90 days. So
yeah,
I think it's 90. Okay. Anything else on Dynamite we should talk about?
No.
Yeah, that was about everything, right?
It was a great show.
I liked it a lot.
What would you give it out of 10? Chat, you answer too. What would you give AEW Dynamite out of 10? I'd be like 8.
Probably go 8.5.
Yeah.
I'd probably go 8.
Yeah. Damn, if it was an Oracle 8, it was probably a...
That's how it's good when all of us are over 8.
Yeah. Yeah, it was oh, Marina Shafir.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Oh,
Popped me.
bro. Her vibe's fucking awesome, man.
That's going to be a fun match.
It's interesting, right? Like, do you think there's any chance they do an upset?
I don't think so, no. I think she'll test her, though.
The way they're telling the story is certainly interesting.
I still kind of wonder, and from what we've heard, it may not be who you want it to be, but I kind of wonder if it's going to be someone ruining the actual celebration versus...
Yeah.
So.
It doesn't look too good on the Athena front, but we'll see. Marina's great. It was also interesting to see the Messiah of the Backbreaker immediately tweeting about it because he could not give a single fuck about what
he quote tweeted
Bruce Pritchard is going to say to him.
AEW account.
Yeah.
Fucking popped huge.
Did you see when the
Athena thing?
Good.
I feel like people may be overreacting to that.
Yeah.
She clearly wanted to do stuff on the indies first. Like, they might just not be there yet. Like,
I think
that wasn't even like lashing out at you, or I mean, legitimately. Like, I think there's a chance that she's going to show up here eventually. Like, she's got stuff she still wants to do. She doesn't need to sign immediately. Toni Storm wanted to sign. Clearly, Toni wanted to come in. Like, I think it'll end up happening. It's a two-way street, man. Like,
all I would say is Athena is very likely to have real opinions on what that division looks like.
Yeah.
And I personally think there's been evidence that the dude making the decisions isn't too keen on hearing those. That's my personal read on it. She could be in next week. I know nothing. I'm not a scoopster. But if you know anything about Athena, she's not shy about that stuff. And she probably would feel a certain way about the way some stuff's done, like in terms of usage. So I think that probably hurts her case. That's just my guess. I don't know.
I mean, it's again like
Sean's report wasn't it was a hard no. It was just there's no rush. So we'll see what happens. I'm not,
Which could all. I mean, look, and again, we're all just speculating. Like we all are. There's a chance she wants to work more, and she doesn't feel like she's. You know what I mean? Like
she's given her opinions on that product before, so I'm not like I don't think it's nuts that she's not desperate to go herself. So yeah, Athena's very vocal. I mean, that's why I love it. So I'm saying all this with like very glowingly. But Athena once was working for WWE and sat on a Twitch stream and buried Monday Night Raw for about 2 hours. Like she's gonna have opinions on what that roster looks like. So I don't know.
I agree with you that if she does, like, I don't think that's a bad thing.
Oh God, no.
I know you weren't framing it that way either, but
yeah, she rules. She's fucking all. She's been around long enough. She's been a pro for like 15 years. She can say what she wants. Now, what I would say is, and this is just me, if you don't sign her, that's fine. You got a lot of talent on that roster, so I get it. Not everyone can be signed, especially because some people are more expensive than others. That's life, right? However, it does take off the excuse of, well, the talent's just not good enough.
Yeah.
And that's not an excuse they've made, so let me be very clear about it. But when like people complain about the women's division and fans push back with the women aren't ready to be on TV.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't sign Athena, that's off the ball because she's certainly ready to do wrestling matches on TV. So that's the only thing I'd say. But it's no big deal. I mean, I think she's making pretty good money right now doing the schedule. So, yeah, I think it'll be okay. Did you know that when Rod Strong took a picture of himself wearing the Marina Shafir AEW t-shirt, that you had to like blur his face out? Popped me tremendously.
Did not know that.
He was a mystery man. Tremendous.
That's funny.
He's going to be a great pillar for Ring of Honor one day shoot.
I agree.
All right. I think that about wraps up our business here for AEW Dynamite, the March 30th edition. This has been fun. Thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. You can go to latenightgrin.com to see the latest episode of The Late Night Grin, which we decided was The Late Night Grin about 2.5 hours in. It went 3 hours and 30. It was impromptu.
Lots of sports talk.
Yeah, I don't know how good it was, but we had fun. So lots going on. Tomorrow, now that we've done this here, tomorrow's probably going to be pretty quiet. I may try and get the T-Dub gimmick out of there because I couldn't do it on Tuesday. But other than that, I think that's it. Friday is loaded. Before Supercard of Honor and or SmackDown, whichever you're watching.
For that.
What's happening?
I thought you guys were doing like a watch-along or something for that show tomorrow night.
No, we're reviewing it.
No, it's too late.
We're doing...
Well, yeah, I mean, if anybody in the chat that was at that show is still here, the Workhorseman Best Friends match, did they get a little bit of time? I mean, obviously we know we know what the result is, and we know, but I'm hoping maybe it goes 6 minutes instead of 3 minutes.
Yeah, because we've both had those ones before, right? Like those ones like, oh sweet, that match is on Dark, and then it's it's just a 90-second match. Yeah, did you see this? The Faces of Fear are wrestling the Workhorse.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. That's at Black Label Pro.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So Friday what we're doing is about 90 minutes before SmackDown and or Supercard starts, whichever of those you're watching, because I have heard SmackDown is the WrestleMania SmackDown.
Oh. Yeah, heard about that.
So, 3-night extravaganza. So, wherever you're watching those, before that, 90 minutes before, latenightgrin.com, behind the paywall, you can sign up for just $1. You get everything. There's no tiers. You get everything for just $1. We're going to review the Mark Hitchcock show. Oracle, you, myself, and Bobby. Bobby says he's going to take notes. He may even be working the show based on rumors on Team PCO, which is going to be interesting. That card's loaded. Oracle, you're fired up for that?
I'm very fired up for it. Very excited for it.
What time's that show?
10 p.m. Eastern time.
There's a chance I'll impulse buy that show. I mean, I won't be on the review show, but I may watch it.
It's a good lineup, man. It really is a good lineup.
Yeah, it's got Biff Busick and Minoru Suzuki. John Morris, Ty Valkyrie, Dirty Dishes match. Team PCO versus Team Atsushi Onita, 10-man tag, all 4 mystery tag partners for each.
That one fascinates me because of where they are. It could be anybody.
Yeah. Bagwell.
Yeah.
Sean
Athena.
Ross.
Athena versus Mia Yim.
4 1/4.
Yeah. Actually, be 2 and 3 quarters. Yeah. We'll go with
Not our review, it won't be.
Tim Thatcher, Tomohiro. Excuse me.
So fired up. It's just, dude, I'm so happy to have Thatcher back in my life. Yes, Ishii and Thatcher. I'm so pumped to see Thatcher. I love that dude. I know he's boring. I know he pops me.
Mike Bailey and Bandito, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
6-man tag that I cannot remember all the people in it. You may remember, Joe.
Absolutely not. I just know Gresh was in it and Josh Alexander's in it now. Yeah. I forget the rest.
Yeah. Ace Austin's in it, I think.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Very little. He is. It's not that was my only takeaway when I saw him, and Christian was like looking down at him like this.
Come on, man.
Am I wrong?
Oracle, you haven't even mentioned the big main event yet. The love letter to mid-2000s Ring of Honor. My God. The Briscoes versus Homicide.
Oh, God, the Briscoes versus the Rottweilers. Yeah. Damn. Good Lord. Man. You've exposed me as a fraud.
That match is going to be just fine, and I'm going to pop huge for it.
Yeah.
Ryan, allegedly, Tony hasn't talked to Bandito at all.
Yeah, I will say I'm not an expert on this, but it certainly feels like Tony has not been particularly hands-on in terms of reaching out to the men that were booked for this program taking place on Friday. It's been interesting. Benito's in the main event of that show, or the world title match, whatever.
That fucking.
Oh my god, that's some great performance art.
Yes, it is.
I'm trying to stall a little bit because I remember Bobby said he's sharp over here for an hour.
Yeah.
So he's a little. I want to get Bobby has something to talk about.
I know he didn't even watch the show tonight. So that makes it.
I think he's going to be emotional. Which match wins the $5,000, Oracle? What do you think is going to get the money on tomorrow night's show?
Probably that 6-man, and I'm gonna be annoyed because, like I said in the DMC, I said when Gresh was still in it, I was like, "Oh, probably give it to the." Then you were like, "Are you shooting?" I said, "Well, if he works like Lucha mat work, I'll probably give it 4.5 stars." But Josh Alexander's not going to do Lucha mat work, so
coward. Are
good
you a fan
wrestler,
of Josh Alexander?
He's not going to do Lucha mat work, so I'll be.
How much have you seen of his big run here the last couple of years?
Not much. I hear he's very good, but
he is, yeah. He absolutely is. So we're going to do that review. Then we're going to watch Super Carnival and review it. Now, here's the thing. Ends like 10 minutes into Rampage. We got to watch Rampage, right? It seems almost silly.
Yeah, dude, I'm pumped for that Hobbs Keith Lee match.
Me too. If it goes like... Okay, let's agree on this one. If it goes past the halfway mark of Rampage, we review Supercard. If it's lesser, then we should probably let Rampage finish. I think our audience wants to watch Rampage. It's
true.
We've got to find a balance here. I don't know. But either way, I think there's a very good chance that even still, somehow Rampage is reviewed. Fair to say, it's probably some way it happens.
Yeah, because I'm watching that show no matter what Friday night. So
unless it's really late and we just want to sleep after, we're probably going to cover it. Probably behind the paywall, late night.
Oh my god!
What happened?
I just tried to upload a picture.
Yes.
And we have hit our limit on pictures and videos.
There's loads you can delete. I mean, the other day, I was looking for the Joe overlay, and I just clicked Joe. So the show started like this.
Yeah.
I was very confused. And
we still have our award videos in here.
No, they were classics. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Where the fuck? Oh, here we go.
Very fair. Okay.
That's definitely staying because that takes up the whole screen. I didn't even do that on purpose.
Yeah.
That's just going to go up when he's saying something stupid, which is very rare.
Very good at Twitter, in my opinion, Anna J.
Yeah.
Mainly
I like when John Silver tweeted at Jade Cargo and he was like, I think I'm gonna have a saddie section and it's just all gonna be depressed men. That I popped with laughter.
He's also good at Twitter.
And then Anna J was like, John, are you okay?
The context of that tweet that I just put up, she tweeted, "My dad got to come to the show tonight and come backstage with me. If you know me, you know how much that meant to me. He's the reason I'm wrestling, and it was so cool for him to be able to do that." And some dude replied, "Who cares? This isn't Oprah, young lady." And it was there. I think it's a gimmick account, but then that's what she quote tweeted it with. Wow. What I put on the screen, which will now live forever in the Late Night Grand universe.
That rules. Tremendous.
She is very good at Twitter, though.
Oh, yeah. Not logged on too much. That's the key.
No, exactly.
Right? Dunk, log off. Dunk, log off. Very simple formula. The greats follow. Well, not all of them, but most. Saturday is going to be fun. We're going to cover that NXT show immediately after it ends. I believe it will just be Oracle and I. Bobby may show up, but I don't think he actually watches that brand. I think he just pretends for Fed clout.
I think he pretends too. I'm going to pop when they do
Dude, we're going to like that show. You know that, right? We're going to actively enjoy that show.
We're definitely going to like that show for sure.
Yes.
He's tweeting right now.
Reply to him. Come on the show, you piece of shit. We're stalling.
I'm very excited for Braun and Ziggler.
I'm going 4.5. Got penciled in.
Oh, quickly. And dude, they're doing it in a full arena.
Dude, did you see Dolph's vignette thing?
No.
What, you haven't seen NXT TV?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh my god, Oracle! They did like a pre-tape.
I'll probably watch it tomorrow when I get home before the.
Bro, he's back. I immediately sent a letter to Bill Apter. I said, "You got to have Ziggler in consideration. He's back. It's 2012 again, brother. He's back. The dog days are over, folks. Dog Ziggler is back at the top of the game."
Have you gotten? Shoot, I was waiting for him to respond in any way.
I'm really bummed that he's going to lose the belt because I want to do like a gimmick where he's the world's champion. You know, like I pretend that's the belt. I was going to do that with Samoa Joe. Remember the shoot when I made you really mad when Joe won the NXT title when I rebranded my whole account?
Oh, yeah.
Wrestling is back with like that graphic they made.
And I threatened to quit and made you take it down. That was like fucking hilarious.
I was going to do that, and then he got COVID and got the belt taken from him.
By the way, I'm glad piece of shit yet.
I'm glad that Rob popped for this. Me saying the dog days are over regarding Dolph Ziggler was fucking incredible. It deserved a bigger reaction from the crowd. Anyway, I want to do a bit where he's like the world champion. He's going to lose the belt on Saturday, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
They're going to have a good match, though. I'm really excited for it.
They got to get the belt off Mandy.
How hilarious is that Mandy and Dolph are the champions?
It's very funny.
It's definitely art. So, Jade Cargill quote tweeted the Marina Shafir video that AEW posted and put the problem on dark with a yawn emoji. And Marina Shafir has already replied that she's going to enjoy getting her respect, maybe a little too much.
Yeah, shoot on her.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
It'd be fucking awesome. Could
you imagine Marina Shafir shut up to TV and I was like, yeah, Jade's up in 3 minutes, and Marina was like, okay. She went out there and did like a fucking flying armbar.
She pulled a fucking Regal Goldberg.
Yeah.
made.
Bobby has reported that he was getting some dinner and he'll be home in like 10 minutes.
Oh, dinner?
I think we got to wait for Bobby because the amount of shows Bob's been on without having much to say, we got to give him his moment while he's got something in mind, won't we have to?
Okay. I'm going to stay. Well, we wait on him. I'm going to go get something to drink.
That's fine. Oracle, you ready to celebrate the great title reign of Dolph Ziggler on Saturday at about 4 p.m. Eastern time?
I am. My main concern for Saturday is I hope I get up in time.
Pop. Huge pop.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to set an alarm for 11, and I may have my brother call me.
Tremendous.
But here's the thing. Like, if we can get some review show over whatever by 2 or 2:30, 3 at the latest. Let's just say it goes up to 3. If I just go back, because I worked it out last week. I got up at 10 last Saturday. It was, but I got to go to bed like right away. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get up, but it does concern me to a degree because I don't want to leave you hanging,
It's fine. I mean, I'm going to have enough to talk about with Dolph working a main event match,
Listen, I'm going to be really upset if I miss the show. Here I am again, just creating some sort of thing that's not even there. I will be there.
Dude, if Braun is getting called up and so loses to Dolph Ziggler, you're in for the funniest review show ever.
Oh.
That show will be like the greatest degree of performance art that we've produced.
Part of me wonders, like, I'm confused because why would it be allowed that Io and Kaylee Ray could just be like, hey, we want to be in the title match?
It's fucking rules.
Aren't they supposed to fucking be in the tag title?
Well, look, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that, Oracle, okay? Fair. Would you like us to review Mandy Rose versus Cora Jade singles match?
Ooh.
See what I'm saying?
It's funny because Cora Jade's actually a good babyface.
She is.
She can't carry Mandy Rose to a good match.
LA Knight versus Gunther.
Oh, that was
that has lived many lives in my TEW worlds, Red hot babyface, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, LA Knight.
Dude, when he gets chopped, it's gonna rule.
I'm all in, bro. I think LA Knight's putting him down with his finish.
My God.
He's the top babyface in the territory. Have you heard the people? They come up for him, brother. You're a big LA Knight guy, right, Shoot?
Oh yeah.
Let me talk to you.
The only
I did
thing
see
missing from this show is Rod Strong. That's a shame.
And that's a fact of life.
Wow. Yeah, I saw a backstage promo with LA Knight and Big Wally.
Oh, he pulled his pants down on TV.
Oh
man.
yeah, man. I was like, good Lord, I can't believe they did this to him.
Bro, I'm not doing a bit. I've said this for the longest. I got hate for it. Now people are coming around. LA Knight is good.
He's good. He's a good pro wrestler.
Exactly.
He's not a
good
great
matches.
worker by any means.
But he has
but
fight
he's a
matches.
good pro wrestler.
Yes, exactly. Good promo, good presence.
Mm-hmm.
Gets it. Knows how to execute angles. When he was working Trevor Lee or Cameron Grimes, and they were doing that program, that was the only effective professional wrestling storyteller on that whole show because he knew what he was doing, and so did Trevor, did Cameron, whatever the fuck.
This is right too. That fucking was spot on.
He's very good at those. Or was very good at the impressions.
Yeah, and see that stuff is great for him because the catchphrases. I mean, just Brucey's got to be loving that.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. The catchphrases. I mean, delivers them so well.
It's that, and it's also like people give him the play wrestler thing because, granted, he's clearly doing like an impression of other wrestlers, but like at least he's trying,
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to cut promos,
He's putting. That's why I was talking about talk about Miz. Like Miz is always putting in the effort.
Yeah. That was a little bit underhanded the way that you took advantage of my LA Knight grin and like slid Miz in there. It's a little underhanded, Oracle.
Oh come on now, Miz is. I'm tired of the Miz slander.
That was like the referee's back was turned and you kind of slid in. Rolled me up. Got me on a 2 count.
I can't wait till I like groggily wake up to my alarm at like 11 a.m. and like lay in or like be like nope, and then like and then like lift my head up at like 11:52, and I'm like, all right, turn the pre-show on.
Mm-hmm.
Then I turn the pre-show on, and I'm like half awake, and then like I finally stumble up at about 12:47, and then the show happens, and we do the review show, and I'm like, I got like that weird part where my hair is starting to grow out again, and
we're gonna give it like 9 out of 10.
Up,
We're gonna give it a 9 out of 10. People are gonna get so mad. It's gonna fucking roll. You shoot? What's happening?
Is this a real thing that people think?
I guess so. I don't know. I'm not arguing with it.
Okay.
The Miz was legitimately great from 2016 to 2018.
Yeah.
He was. Fair. It's a good question.
Bob,
go ahead, Oracle.
Bob's tweet was right, but still, this is just to say it just because I like to fucking take digs at the guy. But boy, oh boy, is Tyler Black, Colby Lopez, bootlicker, isn't he?
Yeah. Ooh. It's tough when you're laying down for old Code Man at the biggest show of the year. It's difficult. I understand.
You think he's mad about that?
No,
not really. I don't think he's mad at anything.
He probably doesn't care.
Who do you think is the most complete under 30s wrestler in the world? It's a great question. Great question.
Most complete under 30 wrestler in the world.
Really hard question to answer. How old's Ricky Starks? He's like just over, right?
Yeah, he's over 30.
32, around there. How old's Bob Roode now? Is he at 46?
I think I have my answer, but I got to check because they may not be under 30 anymore. Yep, that doesn't work. Never mind.
Who was you going to say?
Sasha Banks.
Oh, yeah. She's not under 30 anymore?
She's 30, exactly 30.
Yeah,
she's 30 in January.
She just turned 30. She just turned 30.
Dude, I remember when it was like the whole thing we used to wear was she was like 24.
Yeah.
That's how years work, right? Wow, that's nuts. I
didn't put that together young though, dude. Like,
how old is the Fiendess, Alexa Bliss? Is she also 30 now?
I think she's in her 30s.
31.
Oh,
she's 30,
no.
She's 31 in August.
Okay.
Oh, it's part the business is passing me by.
She's 30. She's 30, yeah.
Do you remember when we used to talk about like that first crop first came through, we would all talk about how young they were?
Uh-huh.
They're still young, but like...
Yeah. Well, think about this. Charlotte Flair's like 36.
Hey, Tope Suicida, read that question you just asked out loud 3 times, please.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen in chat. God bless you, Tope. That's incredible. Does underpaid actually is the right answer? Elitist to ask the question has got the right answer, which is always a correct way to handle the chat because you set us up and then you impress me. Jay White is the right answer. I know you guys haven't seen as much. I think that's actually the spot on answer.
Yeah, you're right. 30 and under is common, but that wasn't the question.
It was
under 30 and 30 and under are two very different things, man.
I think Jay White is actually a great answer. Promo, in ring. Yeah.
I think I'd go with MJF, honestly.
Yeah, I guess.
He's a lot better in pre-tape form, I find, than live. Frustrates me live. He goes on very long. Dominic Mysterio is a good one. Oracle.
Dominic's like 34. He's not even fucking.
His character is 15. I've told you this before. LA Knight. How old is he now? 42?
Yeah, something like that.
They're all so old now. You know?
See the Nick Khan quote that they want their main roster talent to be 25, not 35?
Wow. That's very alarming.
Yeah.
If you limit Tony WWE.
Well, I guess more cuts are coming.
If you limit Tony WWE, then it's probably Rhea Ripley. Right? She's not even a great promo or anything, but there's literally like 4 people under 30 in WWE.
Liv Morgan?
I said Rhea, but.
Yeah, Rhea.
Yeah. Rhea's not. Her promos are not.
No, she's not complete, but who else is under 30 in that place?
Yeah, Rhea's like what, 25?
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Or something like that. 26.
If her body holds up, she's going to be like an awesome presence in wrestling for like 20 years. It's going to be fucking so fun.
God, she's so good.
We're going to be Oracle. It's going to be like 2040, and we're going to be popping her working matches in Japan. It's kicking the shit out of people.
She's so fucking good.
Come on, Meech.
Jesus, man. No paywall. Oh. Good lord. Bron Breaker's a good one. He's great.
Otis is under 30.
This is
Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo.
If anyone knows the Japanese wrestling equivalent of the late night grin, please direct message me.
How old is Otis?
He's 29, I think.
That rules. That is awesome.
He looks older than that.
Dude, let me tell you.
Oh, he's actually 30 now. He turned 30 in December.
Otis is good.
Oh, Otis is great. He's almost a great worker at this point. Like,
yes, you said great. You try walking back, but I love it. Keep going.
He's really good, dude. Like, he's really good.
They're a really good team. Him and Gable are a really good team.
Yeah, they are. That triple threat, that tag match is gonna fucking rule.
Yeah, it is. I wish it wasn't a triple threat, but it is gonna rule.
Yeah, it's gonna be very good.
They're a hell of a team. Gable's a great worker.
Yeah, he is, and he's good on him. He's figured out how to be a WWE character with his promo work too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think
Chad Gable's 36. To answer.
Yeah, he's definitely older. I think there was flashes of it with the original American Alpha incarnation, right?
Yeah.
When he would do the promos and
with the towel and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea Ripley 25. Yeah, good lord.
Telling you, bro. 2040, you and I are gonna be like buying some Stardom show to watch Rhea Ripley do power bombs and shit, popping huge.
Yeah.
We'll be like, she still got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oracle, Toni Storm's 26 and she's a 13-year veteran.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't realize that when I was looking at matches and saw she wrestled Hikaru Shida in 2013. I was like, wait. And then looked and like her debut is like 2009.
Andrade debuted at like 13.
Yeah.
But
Rito was 9, wasn't
he? That's very normal. That's
yes.
very normal in Mexico, though.
Especially, is he second? Is he third generation or second?
Who?
Andrade.
I think he's third.
I think so too. So that makes it even more.
I think Ray debuted in. I want to say Ray debuted in '88 when he was 13.
That is 34 years ago.
Yep. Yep. Because Ray was born December of 74. He's 47, and he's like 4 years younger than Dustin Rhodes, but he's wrestled as long as Dustin Rhodes. Because, Dustin started when he was like, what, 18?
Bro, Ray
19?
Jr. is top 5 dead or alive.
Oh, yeah.
Top 5.
Yeah. Andrade started in 2003.
A 19-year pro.
Yeah.
How old is Andrade? 32?
Yep.
So you wonder why that dude's got so many strings to his bow, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'll explain it. Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, like Ray was doing, like he would do like his math homework at the bar, and then like he would go wrestle his match and shit
God bless.
in the late 80s.
On the 2K game, he like talks about his matches like they're a shoot, and it pops me tremendously.
Yeah, it's funny.
Like he's like promo voice. He has that really growly promo voice nowadays. Might just be his voice. Yeah, he's made choices for his life. We will have, but he's breaking it down like it's a shoot. So he's like, JBL thought he had me. I fired back with my right hand, and JBL's fucking rules.
Ray's first match was April 30th, 1989.
Hang on a second.
Okay, 89. There you go.
Everyone here is friends, right? We're all friends.
Yeah.
Wyatt Todd, I need you to think about what you write in this chat, pal. I'm happy for anyone to call me a piece of shit, a fat prick, an asshole.
I can't accept
loser.
that. I can't accept that, Wyatt. I'm sorry.
Ray Jr. slander can't fly here. Anyone else, I think Oracle I would accept, right? It's fine,
Yeah.
but you got just, yeah.
You better watch your tongue with Terry Funk.
Yeah.
You'll be kicked out.
We don't draw the line at a lot. Okay, again, you can insult us. Nothing wrong with that. But Ray Jr. is sacred. Okay?
Right.
Okay, so Ray Jr. has an 8.32 cage match rating. MJF is 8.53.
Can't show my face. Can't show my face anymore. Bro, Ray is... Come on, man.
Buddy Matthews is 8.16.
Shoot, are we nuts?
What?
Are we losing our mind, Oracle and I here?
No, Ray's an all-timer.
Oh, man, he's Ray.
Yeah,
Changed wrestling forever. He's iconic.
Yeah,
he's so special that he could get pinned on Raw by anyone on that roster. It wouldn't surprise me. And he's equally a perfect fit on the 2K front cover. He's an icon, you know? Yeah. God damn it. I'm real mad now.
It's fine, Wyatt. It's okay.
I just use that as a joke.
We're a tough crowd.
I'm actively mad about the MJF part, but I'm not mad at Wyatt.
MJF.
How good this stuff is.
They risk, like, I know that Don't Have an Act knows this and he's sad about it in their prime, but like, they had like a match in the empty PC days that was like really sad for me because I realized I couldn't watch wrestling this way. I was just watching them like for 20 minutes, like, oh man, this is a bummer. Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, I don't know. I'm real mad.
It's a bit.
What do you mean? I should have the Cage Match logo on
is that piece of shit at Robert O'Neill?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Wait until you tell him that MJF's got a higher rating than Rey Mysterio Jr. on Cage Match. He's going to punch another wall again. He's here! He's here!
Get your ass in here.
Hold on.
Okay.
Just getting started. Got the world in the palm of my hand. Been hearing back 1,000 times. Now I got some new things in mind.
How's it going, Bob?
It's going well. How's it going with you guys?
Hold me closer, tiny dancer, you little bitch. Where the fuck have you been?
Oh.
Bobby?
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Yeah, I've been, I went to a concert tonight.
Yes.
It was fun.
New Kids on the Block?
A rare British person that I like. A lot of fun. Good times.
Yeah. You going to elaborate on that? It's a pretty cool deal you saw tonight, pal.
Yeah, it was. It's his last show in St. Louis, and I wasn't going to go, and then tickets came available this afternoon. I decided to just go, and I'm glad I did. It was a lot of fun. Looking forward to catching up on Dynamite tomorrow, but I did want to come talk about Toni Storm because I've seen a couple clips, and people have
she got over like a rocket, man.
Yeah, she looked like a star tonight, and that's a good sign.
Just forcefully said Rocket Man to pop myself. Bob, proceed. You want to talk about this? Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't see the match in full yet, but I saw her entrance and stuff, and I mean, she's red hot, man. I mean, they got something there, and I know, night one, it's hard to tell because they're just excited to see, whoever's coming in new, but I do genuinely think, she's gonna make a run in the Owen, and they could really have something special on their hands here.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were kicking around early. Do you think she's going to win the Owen, Bobby?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. Like, we obviously don't know the rest of the field, but I think if I had to pick, like, between her and the field right now, I would maybe pick her. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. I really do think they're going to get behind her, and they're going to really push her to the moon.
Now, you willing to take that bet here live on the air?
Yeah, sure.
We're famous for remembering our bets, Bob.
It's true.
From when I said if the Bulls finish in the top 4 of the East, you would host an episode of The Distraction, and then left The Distraction a week later, therefore rendering that whole bet completely fucking useless.
Yeah. It's okay. They're not going to finish top 4 anyway. So.
I was right, man. I was right. Okay. I'm popping huge. I was waiting for Bob to come on and say that he was happy to see Toni Storm. I didn't know if you had like a big piece. I didn't know if you were going to come on here and cry, or I didn't know.
No, I mean, like, you can compare it to how she was booked elsewhere, but just like tonight alone, just from what I saw, like, just night and day difference, and they get it. It's very clear. Okay,
Bob has lashed out in the chat. Just going to point out you were clamoring for Thunder Rosa to get a promo and didn't even mention it tonight. There you go. We've been fucking owned. Tony books for what we're going to talk about. Look, man, Tony books for what we're going to talk about on the review show.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was a really good promo.
A lot of people thought it sucked.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was fine. She kind of lost her way in the middle for a second, but she recovered really quickly.
I thought it was pretty damn good.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't hate it quite as much as others, but Nyla, I like the Nyla promo a lot.
I like Nyla's promo too.
I mean, I think Nyla's just a good promo.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. So there you go. My co-host did not want to bring it up because they didn't like it very much. They didn't want to be mean. And now look what's happened, Demon Grin. Now we end the show on a bummer. Luckily, Bob's here. So singing us out with his own rendition of insert Elton John track.
Tiny Dancer.
Fair. Bobby O'Neill.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't either.
It sounds like you were singing along though, Bob. Is that the case?
I was, yeah.
Did you pump your fist?
No, not really.
Was you standing up or sitting?
Not really pumping your fist type music.
I mean, we use that phrase for things that are definitely not.
Fair.
qualified for such a thing. But
what's your favorite Elton John song, Bob?
Probably Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Oh, fabulous. What a wonderful vocal. And you notice Oracle's just slowly revealing that as he gets he's comfortable around here. It's great. Listen, man, we got 200 patrons like 8 years ago, and Bobby's still yet to produce a track. He was supposed to do that. He said it himself. I didn't force him to. He said it. I don't know.
Maybe we'll do that tomorrow.
What track are you doing?
I got to figure that out.
Well, I do understand like your hesitation here because like you just sit like recording yourself singing seriously sounds terrible. I don't think anyone would find it funny. Because that needs to be a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do New Age Outlaws, man. Because then you can do like you're not really singing, you're just sort of saying a promo loudly.
That's fair.
I don't want you to like actually just sit there and sing and record and send it to me. I feel like that'd be awkward for all of us.
That would all be awesome in my opinion.
Bob in the studio with a guitar across his knee.
Yeah.
Rocket Man.
Okay. What else we got around here? Bob, you got any final comment?
No, I just wanted to pop on real quick. I'm glad you guys waited for me. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it.
We're good friends around here. We came on this show to support Joe.
Factual.
He was sad because his cricket team lost today.
Just lies. He's a flagrant liar. Just no need for it. But it's fine. I'm used to it around here. I'm used to it. As I said, last night we did a 3.5-hour version of this. If you want wrestling talk, no good. If you want me doing Colin Cowherd takes on Late Night Green at about 5 a.m. my time, awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
I got a DM putting over our sports talk today. So
My God.
Stephen A. Smith?
yes.
I shouldn't have exposed that, should I? Yeah. I know you're pretty locked in with a lot of these. My God, there's now like Ash's trash talk in the chat because of what you just said. Look at this. If I didn't explain how much of this makes sense to you guys out of interest?
I've heard of the Ashes.
Okay. The Poms, does that part I must lose you guys, right?
No.
That's the English, the Poms. Anyway, Bob, your thoughts on the Ashes?
I don't have any.
Yeah.
Joe, what's your favorite rugby team?
I don't like rugby.
You piece of shit.
All right, enough of this.
I'm trying to think of some other British horse shit. Let's think.
Darts.
Darts. Sword fighting. I'll do that shit over there, don't you?
Sword fighting?
It's called fencing.
Fucking King Arthur's
Seriously?
court and shit.
If I was a fan of fencing, do you not think I would talk about that every day because how funny it is? Like, seriously, could you imagine? No way.
Do you guys still do the thing where you guys get on horses and the horses run at each other and you poke each other with sticks?
So anyway, in fact, the chat wants it, and this is definitely one of the funniest clips that we have.
I was going to play it if you didn't.
Play it.
I said that as if I was prepared to do it.
You did.
The song Fish and Chips tells the story of my life as a young man growing up in England.
Suckers.
His tone is incredible. Anyway, this has been the Late Night Grins Dynamite review. This has been way too long. I don't know how we managed this, but we're waiting for Bobby, and Bob's going to sing tonight or tomorrow or
I
something.
just busted right inside him, and he can't extend on me anymore, and he seems a little overwhelmed by my girth and tonnage.
Have you noticed his I don't know if it's I don't want to be rude or anything, but like the facelift.
I didn't even mean to do that.
You notice that skips his he.
There's a lot
he
going
has the
on.
same
Dude, I swear to you, I think Shoot knows
look
this.
on his face, like his eyes.
Shoot knows this, I think. My God, people just putting the boost to us now. Bobby, your answer to this?
No, it sucks. They're not fun anymore. I think they're going to avoid the play-in, though. I've talked myself into that, but we'll see.
Yeah, the Cavs lost again. You guys should be fine.
Yeah.
I think Shoot can confirm this.
Yes, I can. That's my whole thing, confirming shoots.
Actual. He's truly outrageous how much it's popped me, the video of Skip reading California Love lyrics.
I can't believe it's not in here yet.
Because he gets it wrong, too.
Does he?
He stumbles, and he goes, "Get their Mac down." Rules. He's so confused by it all.
I think he knows all the words and raps along when he drives.
I love how he sets up everything. He
all
says.
of them.
That's it. The best part of the best part of Skip is his storytelling when he as I drive down to my studios here in Los Angeles. As I play
he does
California Love.
After he reads it too, he does. Tope clipped it. He does another one of these motions, and he goes, and he just stops talking inexplicably for drama. I don't know. He's fascinating character.
Oracle's Skip Bayless impersonation.
There's something to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably an argument we should do an actual series where it's called Skip Bayless Does Wrestling and Oracle does that impression. It would need a higher production budget than we currently have. But I think it could actually get over. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, probably not, because when you tweeted the article of him talking about wrestling, he got like 1 like, because no one but us thinks it's funny.
You have to remember that like nobody actually likes Skip Bayless.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the point where we were the only people that found the California Love one funny too. No one else clipped that. Or
well, you have to appreciate performance art, and some people just don't. So
factual.
I hated him until Joe kind of won me over with all the clip. I like that damn sniffling clip. I used to get so mad.
Yeah.
It's awful, man.
Also, like, of the people that do the thing that he does, he's definitely the most tolerable. For the most part.
He's by far the funniest.
That stumble, man.
I also love when when he goes on his rants and Shannon Sharp is just laughing at him the whole time.
Dude, there's times where like he's so keen to play his part on that show that he comes across like a true insane person. Like when he's like when he starts just demanding it's his turn in a sports debate show. Like I understand he's doing performance art, but you have to be really committed to be willing to go that far because he looks nuts.
Yeah,
it's hilarious every time. It's funny.
Yeah, there was that one time that went viral where he sounded like he'd lost it, right? And it's my turn, and he can't do it. It's my turn. It's the dumbest thing we do because most of our audience hates it, and I'm sorry. We are who we are, folks.
Well,
pretty accurate.
I also liked in the California Love clip when he goes, besides undisputed by my friend Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Skip driving along with Ernestine, bumping Lil Wayne.
Undisputed. As it's blaring in the. But how funny is it that that's the fucking theme song of that show?
Oh, it doesn't get any better. It just doesn't get any funnier, man. It's a good idea. Let's wrap up with this. $4 suit is a good suggestion. The Nash cameo. Do we still have that in there?
Yeah, I'll
I
play
hope
it.
so.
All right,
that's
folks.
a great one to wrap it up. Go ahead, shoot.
This has been, what is this, the Dynamite Review Show?
Yes. Yes.
Some of the guys may be back, and girls, may be back tomorrow. Otherwise, there's going to be a review show Friday, and then the Super Card and potentially Rampage review. There is no actual late night grin. We did that last night. But, the show Friday night will still probably end up resembling the grin anyway. So it'll just be on YouTube instead of behind the paywall. For the Oracle of Wrestling, my good pal, who I've shared a warm embrace with before, Joe Holbert and Big Pussy Bob O'Neill. We hope you all have a great night. Keep on grinning.
Hey, Rob, Kevin Nash. Yeah, I'm upset too, man. Ron was one of my favorite guys to watch on TV also. Plus, he's a buddy of mine. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But if you can get rid of the monster, I guess that nobody's safe, right? Or maybe that's the whole reason they got rid of him. I don't know. Anyway, just a pep talk, man. Just gotta. I'm rooting for Orton now. Orton's my new guy. So I guess that's all I can say. And I don't see you through the week. I'll see you through the window. My grandfather used to say that. See ya, cracker.